Okay, today we are going to make a functional map of Coosa Middle School. I've been working on it for, we worked on it last year within Google Drawing. Didn't like the way it turned out. We worked on it last semester with Tinkercad. I like the way it turned out a whole lot better. Still working on getting a functional finished model so that we can put it down on paper and give it to Mr. Hopper so we can use it as a pamphlet map for people coming in and out of the building so they can get to classrooms that they need to get to for parent meetings and different things and whatnot. So that's what we're trying to do. We do have an effective meaning for this assignment. We want to get something on paper so that we can work it out and have that as that handout. So we did a map of the United States recently, and basically what we did is we took something that somebody had already created and put it together as a puzzle. So what we're going to be doing now with Tinkercad is to look at mapping. Now you have your assignment. You have basically everything there. Now what I've included as the documents that you'll need for this are basically the old map. And as you can see, it's pretty rough. It's not a great looking map to give somebody to walk in with markings on it and everything else. Plus, you can't even really read it. It's just given to you here for reference so that when it's time to, look at room numbers and who's in them and everything else, you can. Now, like I say, you can see how difficult it is to read, and we want to fix that. So that's what we're going to try to do. But that's there for your reference. I also have a document that we built over the last 2 times we've had this assignment. It's just shared measurement data. It talks about how big the rooms are and everything else. And if you put everything together in the same units, whether it's inches or millimeters or whatever on your drawing, then it's going to come out to be a pretty good scale size drawing. So this talks about each hall, the atrium, and different things. Now, along those lines, I have created a couple of drawings myself, trying to get them. And like I say, I did like the drawing from Tinkercad. However, I did not complete it. I just got some of the work done. I actually worked on angles. I went in and I took angle measurements of the halls. You know how the 6th grade and the 8th grade go off, and the 7th grade we could say is center. I worked on that angle because whenever you're doing something, you want to make it as accurate as possible. So that's what I was doing. Now this takes a couple of minutes to open up. Hopefully it will, to be able to look and see what I had done. Just gave it a little bit of volume when I was doing it. It wasn't just a flat 2-dimensional map. There was some height to the rectangles. Basically, that's all you're doing is taking rectangles and creating rooms. That's not working out for me. But you can see there how the rooms are. So as we're coming, we can create a new design. Now, also notice in Tinkercad, whenever you create a new design, it gives it some kind of funky name. Okay, so what we want to do is when we create a new design, go ahead and retitle it. I'm about to sneeze. I'm sorry. Excuse me. Is to retitle it. So when we create a new design, we have a work plane. And the way I basically did it is I took boxes, okay? And I'm going to create boxes. I'm trying to keep them around the lines. And I'll come over and I'll look at the shared measurement data. And the normal rooms are 27 by 30, okay? And we'll say they're 9-foot ceilings because I have previously jumped to touch the ceiling before. Ha. Coach Goss can jump. Ha. So what we can do is we can come here and we can manipulate our settings. Now the width is 30. Okay, so if we look right here, we can make this be 30, and then we can make this be 27. 27. All I'm doing is highlighting and changing those measurements. And I'm going to take this down a little bit so it doesn't really get in the way. So I'm just going to make it about 10. And I can take this item and move it over here, and I can say that that is one of the end rooms. Now, also, as I look at the shared measurement data, the normal rooms, so there are several rooms that are the same size. Okay, the middle hall is about 10 feet wide. And basically, as we're creating this thing and we look at it, these are 10 units. It just so happens that way. So if I come here and I see this, I can I? Come on, give me a duplicate. I thought I could duplicate. Shape. Here's my panel. Design. Did you see that? Duplicate. And it puts it right on top of it. And I can come right down to there. Now, let's look at the top. We got a 10-foot center, and there's 2 rooms across the hall from each other. I don't like the fact that I made them red just because I don't like red, but we'll work on that. And I'm going to pause you for just a second. Class is about to start. To it, one thing I did talk about was changing that title. You can call it CMS map or whatnot. Actually, and also prior to this assignment on the classroom, there is an announcement where you can go and you can join in the Tinkercad classroom, and I can put you in a group, and that way I can see your stuff a little bit better. So what I did right here was I just duplicated that room and do the same thing. If the next room is the same, I can duplicate it, drag it over, and the thing about it is we can butt it right up because it should be right next to it, right next to it. And let's see, notice I can move that box around, and I have those 2 rooms. Now, once I get those rooms, let's make it a little smaller, and then I can come over here and I can, let's see, how do I turn this? Just like this right here. I can change this text, pull it over here, change the color. We can make it white. What I like to do right here is make it 11 tall, which means it's going to be raised just a little bit. And we need to make that much smaller. Can't be more than 30 wide, and it can't be more than, when did that come out? Let's see. We want this number to be 27. No, let's not make it 27. Let's make it about 10. Okay, and let's make this about 20, and therefore it's smaller, and I can come in here and we can say, whose room could this be? Whose last room on the hall on the 8th grade? This would be Miss Evans. 8th grade hall? 8th grade hall, Evans, EVANS. That's still made that's a little bit bigger than I want it to be. So let's make this be 5 and 10. Okay. Oh, didn't mean to do that. Let's go with an undo. No, I didn't do that.